look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to talk about is my opinions about today's selfishness in modern day women, black women in particular. We're going to talk about how they bring that selfishness into relationships because that's all they know how to be, is selfish. And they expect a good relationship from a good man while being selfish. Now, before I do that, hit the notification bell, the subscribe button, and the like button. But when you hit this notification bell, select the option that says all. That way you will be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it? Now, let me go ahead and get in this thing right here. 1 second, y'all. I put this on the screen. Give me a moment. Boom. Like I always say, man. Yeah, let's get it.
Why is marriage hard? And why don't more women get on here and talk about their positive lived marriage experiences? Have the same answer. It's because women hate men. And I say that as a woman that used to hate men myself.
I want to back that up.
Why is marriage hard? And why don't more women get on here and talk about their positive lived marriage experiences? Have the same answer. It's because women hate men. And I say that as a woman that used to hate men myself. I hated my husband. Or at least I acted like I did. So I remember when, and I talked about this a few videos back, when I was having a conversation with my husband about change and growth, and I was bringing forth all the issues that I had with him, conviction led me to ask, what issues do you have with me? And I was surprised when he started telling me some of them because I had not heard them before. And what I learned is that men, and we're talking about good men here, they exercise a level of restraint and they can overlook certain things. We don't like to overlook anything. We got a problem.
That's where I want to jump in right there. And she's right on some of that. A lot of good men have a lot of structure, organizational skills, and self-restraint. A lot of good men. The reason why they have those type of characteristic traits is because those things are needed in order to be a successful man. You have to know how to manage yourself, your emotions. You got to learn how to be emotionally regulated, right? Now, what I want to say is this right here. What she said about most men hold back their opinions about what the woman is doing, not expressing himself to that woman about how she's making him feel. That can also be true. And I'm going to tell every man out there, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. If the woman is pissing you off, and uneasiness into your life, you tell her. You don't hold it in. You don't overlook it. Just like she said, women don't overlook it. If a woman is nagging you and you like, man, I want to tell her this and that, but it will only lead to more of an argument, and then you walk away, I'm telling you not to do that. I'm telling you to put your woman in her place. I'm telling all men out there to check their women. You have let these women check you for far too long. This society have a lot of men thinking that it's okay for a woman to tell you about yourself without taking any type of consideration about how it would impact your feelings. That's okay. And you're supposed to take it on the chin because you're a man. No, you're not. You need to go ahead and put her in her place. All right? Let's keep going.
We want the problem solved. We want to tell you what that issue is right now. So every little issue, every little issue that we have with our husbands, we want to bring it up and we want it resolved right now. What I learned was that my husband was withholding issues that he had with me because they were just whatever. It's small stuff. I don't mind. I'll deal with it. And it wasn't ever a time where he would feel the need to attack me for something that I was doing. If it was big enough, we would have a conversation about it. But there were just as many things that he had as issues with me as I had with him. And
I want you to understand the woman's psyche right here. This black woman considers any type of confrontation as an attack. In other words, when she said, whenever that man saw her do something, he didn't think it was big enough to confront her about it or talk to her about it, we would say, we're just letting you know what it is. We're trying to hold you accountable for something that you're doing. We want to resolve the issue. That's how we think when we are logical. But to this emotional woman, the women are emotional. It's not a peaceful resolution. It's not an intelligent way to address a matter to bring about some type of solution. It is a form of an attack. I want you to think about that for a second. So when a woman come at you with the nagging and stuff like that, she may or may not realize, but she sure hell feels as if she's attacking you for doing something that displeases her. Let's keep going.
And so, but the difference was he didn't change his behavior towards me. He didn't change what he was doing. He didn't change his attitude towards me. He still loved me, right? And as far as I knew, he didn't have any issue with me. But I would change and I would nag him and I would nitpick and I would pick on him continuously about these issues that I had with him. And women do the same thing. And this is, I'm saying women do the same thing. I'm a woman. Most women do the same thing. And what is apparent to me is that it is easier for us to blame shift than to stop and take accountability. Prime example, I posted a video a couple days ago, and the purpose of the video was to talk about communication and how changing the way that I communicated with my husband has made my relationship better. The example that I used was about chores and responsibility in the household, and how my husband shifted and gave our children these chores to help lessen the responsibility on my behalf. And so it's funny because the number of people that completely missed the message but focused on the chores or focused on, well, why didn't he assign himself any chores? That explains my point. We hate men so much that we want them to suffer in order for us to be happy.
Women hate men so much that they want men to suffer in order for them to be happy. So they put you on a sacrificial block, chopping block. You're a sacrificial lamb for their lifestyles of excitement and luxury and whatever they want. Now, when it comes to chores, chores are not to lessen the responsibilities of the parent. The chores are to teach the children responsibility and consequence and reward. It's a consequence reward system, a merit system. I use the merit system when I'm in relationships or dating, but this is what this is also is. Meaning, I give you a job to do, you don't perform, you don't do it, there's gonna be a consequence, young man, young woman. If you do what I tell you to do, there's gonna be an award, a prize, and it doesn't have to be financial. It could just be praise, because our children are starving in the praise department. This is why you have so many young daughters sleeping with Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook, because they're not receiving validation at home, not being told that they are special, that they are beautiful, that they are good human beings, and that we believe in them and stuff like that. They're not receiving that, and they're not receiving direction, especially when it comes to being a woman for a good man. This is why you can get a woman and you damn near have to teach her every damn thing, because she hasn't been taught by her own musty back heifer mother. Now, a woman can come from a two-parent household and still be useless to an extent. They are better than a woman who comes from a single-parent household that is governed by one woman, a single mother, yeah. But when I say a two-parent household, it doesn't matter if you come from a two-parent household if your mother doesn't teach you the things that you're supposed to know or need when it comes to catering to a husband. That doesn't matter. It's the same thing for a son. If a son comes from a two-parent household and the father fails to teach that son how to be a man towards a woman that he chooses to marry, a protector, provider, he teaches him, or he doesn't teach him to have good work ethic, teaches him that, let him be lazy all damn day, then it doesn't matter if he comes from a two-parent home. Both parents have to be engaged with that child, have to be engaged with their children, or with those children, with those children or that child. I'm worried something like a mother today, but I want you to understand what I'm trying to say to you, okay? Let's keep going.
At the end of the day, at the end of that conversation, I did not care who did what. My problem was solved. I was happy. my husband was happy. But there were so many people who, if that had happened in their same home, it would have turned into another war. Because instead of them sitting and saying, "Oh, my problem is solved," they would have been like, "Oh, wait. Now you're going to shift that and give it to the children." And this is why marriage is hard. And this is why women who are living in healthy marriages do not get on the internet and share their experiences, because instead of, well, I will say the majority of the people, it was well received. But you do get a good bit of people who are still wanting to blame shift, not wanting to take accountability, not wanting to even compromise. Because are we really hurting anybody by giving our children chores? Not really. Do I really care if my husband doesn't pick up a dish? Not really. I used to. And I used to choose to turn those into battles where you're not washing the dishes and you're not doing this and you're not doing this. But I
She used to take a dish in the sink as the motivation to have a war with her husband. Excuse me. Think about this. Any woman that flip out like that is an immature woman. Immature women are simply women who cannot regulate their emotions. Excuse me, my allergies keep coming in. They also are women who think like children. They are childish, not childlike. Childlike is like being humble. You can being childlike, you can tell a child to do, I'm talking about a young child, about 8, 9 years old, they go do this and that, and they'll do it without question if you're raising that child right. That's childlike. So you can direct a woman who is simply childlike. I'm not talking about childish or immature, but she has childlike qualities. You get what I'm saying? But when she's childish, she will throw a temper tantrum like a child. She will stick her big lip out like this, like a child when she's pouting. She'll always think things are not fair because she's childish. She won't follow instructions or directions because she's childish. You can't correct her, chastise her, whatever you want to use, whatever word you want to use. You can't correct her because she's childish. You can't guide her because she's childish. You can't speak to her and she listens to you because she's childish. Everything you say go through one ear and out the other because she's childish. She has a hard head because she's childish. She thinks she knows everything because she's childish. She has a fly-ass mouth because she's childish. She's lazy, don't want to work because she's childish. She's lazy, don't want to cook because she's childish. She's lazy, don't want to wash clothes or wash dishes or keep the house clean because she's childish. Those are things that a little child would avoid because they are childish. She don't want to make the bed. She don't want to vacuum the floor. She don't want to sweep the floor. The things that an adult woman would do are the things that are expected from an adult woman in a relationship or marriage. She won't do those things because she didn't have that taught to her, like I said a while ago, by her mustard back helper mama or whoever was an influence in her life, and because she's childish. Yep, I said no, I piss people off, but let's keep going.
I've learned that it's not serving anybody. It's not serving anybody. It's not. And so if you are a woman who sincerely wants the man that you're married to suffer, you're going to have a hard time in marriage. Because again, I firmly believe that women shape the dynamic of the relationship. Women shape the dynamic of the household. And the example I gave in this video where my husband had these things that he had never mentioned to me, and he was overlooking those things every day, still protecting, still providing, still being loving, still being nurturing. But I had my issues, and it's like, we about to talk about this right now, right? We about to talk about this right now, because if I'm not happy, nobody in this house is happy. And that is the mentality that makes marriage hard. That's the mentality that makes it difficult. If it's all about you and you want other people to suffer at the expense of your happiness, marriage is going to be hard for you. But if you can be reflective, if you can understand that every time I have an issue, I have to look at what part I played in this issue, and I have to look at how to effectively solve this problem. And if it means a compromise, or if it means letting this man find a solution and living with it, then we can do that. But we pick hills to die on that are just not that serious. Like, I'm not going to die saying, oh, my children, is too much responsibility for them. They can wash a dish, they can mop a floor, they can take the clothes and take them out of the wash and hang them up on a drying stand. Like, there's other things that we can worry about. And unfortunately, those are the things that women tend to nitpick at. and want to have control over every little dynamic in their relationship, and that's what makes marriage hard.
Now, let me talk about this before we get out of here. When she said that women shape the dynamic of the household, that is true in part. It's only true if you allow it. Let me say it like that. See, the benefit of that is if you cohabitate, which isn't always a good idea, but some cases maybe it is good. I don't know. But when you're not married, it's easy to get out that situation. All right. If she's living with you or you living with her, you should be living with her anyway. If anything, she should be living with you, but that's another story. But it's say that y'all live together and she bringing that nonsense and that bullshit to you at your house. There's no peace in the house. There's frustration, there's stress in that house. You're tired of talking to her about the same shit over and over and over again. She is shaping that dynamic of that household, because you might have peace there at one time but now because of her bad attitude, the way she sees life, the way she feels she can treat you, now she done shape that dynamic into a war zone. It's like you going to a war when you get to the house. The good news is if you're not married, you can kick that bitch out, okay? You can walk away from her if you're living with her. You know what I mean? You can end that. But if you're married, it's more difficult. Because what happens is you get one of these women like that who think like that, act like that and shit like that, man. You're married, you're legally binded to that woman. She can stay there and be as difficult as she wants to be, as unpleasant as she wants to be. And you can keep trying to fix it and change it and stuff, but she don't got to because she got your ass. Now you got to get the courts involved or just separate in order for you to have your peace back. You get what I'm saying? It always, a man can stop it. But when I say stop it, please understand there's a difference between stopping and changing. When I say that you can stop that behavior and stop coming home to a war zone from a difficult woman, that doesn't mean that you've changed that woman. That means that when you stopped her, you either put her ass out or you walked away. Stopping and changing is not the same thing. You can't change nobody. She got to do that herself. So if she changes her behavior, then the behavior stops and then it's peace again. But a lot of time when you got these type of women who think the world owns something, they don't change. They stop or they have to stop. Now, either you stop it or they will stop it. In other words, they look for another sucker simp or a lame simp dude to get with, okay? Or they get their little money out their little secret bank account that they've been putting money in on the side and not telling you about because they've been having money put there for a rainy day, or they've been plotting on leaving your ass, so they put money on the side over there. Now, a lot of women do that. You didn't know that. Some people don't even know they're doing it. Some of you watching my show right now got a woman that's doing that shit to you right now. That one got about damn $15,000 in the account right now, working up to 25. You know what I mean? Ready to get away from you. She trying to get all her ducks in. There's women who will do that shit right there, man, and do that for 3, 4, 5 years. Get their money right, make plans. Even got a dude on the corner. Got a dude they think about getting that. While you at home just thinking you just having arguments with the broad, you want to try to make it work and stuff like that, but you're emotionally attached, can't leave the broad, you hope you can make it work and stuff. You're not even thinking about a breakup. You know, most time when it comes to divorces and the break, especially divorces, the man, he don't even know that he's getting divorced until he's served with papers. Yeah, so that's something to think about, man. But anyway, yeah, I hope y'all got something out this thing right here. I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon. Hit the notification bell and select the option that says all. You did. You know what I mean? And also hit the like button. I'm going to get at y'all pretty soon. Y'all take it easy now, yeah? Oh, yeah. Someone left a message. I don't know if a moderator erased it because it showed something on there, a partial message. You said something about you're getting a lot of views or something like that. I went to it, it disappeared. I didn't do that. So I don't know if a moderator did it because you said something inappropriate or if YouTube did it. I just saw it where it was at. That wasn't on me. You did. All right, I'll talk to you later, man. Take it easy now, you hear?